I'm annoyed by this question. I appreciate her question, but I feel like because it's in my inbox, I need to get it out of my inbox so we could really dive into it and just put it to bed in some way, shape, or form. Okay?
I know what's coming.
You don't know what's coming. Okay, here we go.
Hey, so I have a question about women paying for dates. We live in a completely different time now where all the rules that we knew before, they're like gone out the window. So my question is, when you are dating, not exclusively, number one, do men expect women to pay after a certain amount of dates? 1, 2, 3. Do they expect women to then pay? Is it the expectation that she at least offers? And if he does expect her to pay, how should that conversation come about? Should they have a conversation about that? Or is it just something that men think that women are supposed to know? That's my question. Should women be paying for dates? Are men expecting women to pay for dates?
What are your thoughts on that?
We've already talked about this.
That's why I brought it up because clearly, like, it's something that people bring up all the time, right?
All the time.
Yeah.
And this is another case where I said, you know what I mean? Much like, you know, I like certain things and all of that. You have to find out who's on the same page with you. You know what I mean? This is going to look different for everyone.
Yeah.
Like there is no set thing anymore. Now I can only speak on what I like.
Yeah.
What I like is a man is going to ask me out because I have never asked a man out, and I'm quite positive I never will.
You don't do that. You don't do that.
You know, and yes, like I would enjoy it very much if the man asked me out, you know, is actually planning on paying for that date. Now, and this is where Jeff and I spoke about this. I would like it very much if they did plan on that. I don't expect anyone to pay for me. So I always offer. And Jeff was like, well, I think people offer like to play games. That I'm not offering to play a game. I'm offering in the event that you genuinely want me to pay for part of it. Like, will I enjoy that? Not necessarily, but I will do it.
But that's my point, right? So I think a lot of people offer what they're not even comfortable offering, right? And even though it's not like you're uncomfortable because you can't afford it. I think you're uncomfortable because it's not a good feeling for you, right? Mm-hmm. And which is fair. What I say to that is like, I prefer my woman not to even offer if it's going to make her feel bad to do so. Right. And I'm not expecting her to offer. And if I'm asking somebody out, and this doesn't apply to just women, like if I go out with my friends and I decide to say, hey, I'm going to take you to blah, 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 blah. I pay. It's not because I'm a man thing. Right. It's not, I don't pay because of that reason. I pay because I'm leading this scenario thing. Right now, if we as a group, we decide, oh, let's all do this, then we're all chipping into whatever we're doing. But if I tell my boy like, yo, I'm show you this rooftop. Let's boom, 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 boom. I have no idea what he had planned for that day. I had no idea what she had planned for that day, but I'm offering an opportunity to do something. So guess what? I'm going to be like, all right, here, order what you want. Boom. I like this thing in the menu. You should try this. Boom, boom, boom. And then I pay. That's how I do it. But if someone offers to pay, it shouldn't be on some begrudging thing, right? So what I've done in the past, if a woman offers to pay, right? Sometimes I watch and let them put their credit card down and see their facial reactions. Many times.
Now that's game playing.
That's not game playing. How's that game playing? How's that game playing? I'm not the one telling them to put their card down. I'm not the one doing that. She asked, can I pay or can I put the tip or whatever? And then you see like they're doing like this alligator arm thing, which to me could be for a number of reasons, right? There are women who genuinely want to pay and they're scared of feeling like they are belittling the guy, because there are some guys who are insecure about letting women pay. So that's valid. And there are women who like, if he lets me pay, I'm not calling him back. You see what I'm saying?
I do. And I will say, I don't think it's always necessarily a man's insecurity
Okay.
in letting the woman pay, because I've dated a lot of different cultures, and it's very often a cultural thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've dated guys where when I offer to pay, they say thank you for doing that, even though they don't accept, but they
Okay.
do appreciate the fact that I offered. And then I've offered to pay where a man, actually more than once, guys have looked at me and been like, don't do that again.
Right.
And I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, and that very much went along with their culture. Like it was almost offensive to
Yeah,
them.
that's true. That's true.
And they were like, you don't do that. Don't do that to me in public, was kind of the vibe that it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
giving.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
mhm.
No, that I feel that way when it like I hosted a party recently, and I had like a lot of close friends come to my house. What's like some people feel like it's insulting when people take stuff or do something in your house without asking. It's the opposite for me, right? Meaning, like, if somebody comes to my house and they feel like they have to ask me for every little thing, something out the fridge or to go to this room and, breastfeed their kid or whatever, I feel insulted when they ask, because it makes me feel like I didn't make you feel at home enough. You see what I mean? So it's the same thing. Like if you're taking somebody somewhere, right? For a lot of men, they're like, I'm hosting you. Don't make me feel like I'm not a good host by making, things like that. To me, that's my angle. It's not like more so like women aren't supposed to pay. It's more like if I'm hosting you, that's what I'm choosing to do.
And something I have been really okay with is, I went on a date a few weeks ago, and I didn't even realize it was a date at first. Like
First of
the
all,
guy was like,
hold
we
up.
should go grab.
How do you go on a date with a guy you don't even know it's a date? What kind of covert op is this? Like what? Is this a date? Is this a date? Like what?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's someone that I know. He lives right up the street. So it was a Sunday, and it was a very last minute, like,
Okay.
what are you doing? Nothing. Let's go grab a drink and chill. And I was
Showed
like,
up in a
all right, well,
tuxedo.
I'm in, yeah, well, I'm in sweatpants. So how dressed are we
Activewear.
getting? And he was like, well, it's nice, but not too fancy. So just like, dressy. So, I got dressed, got ready, and I just figured, because he was like, I'll pick you up at 7:30. And I was like, cool. He lived a mile up the street, So he was actually out of his car and opening the door for me. And I was like, oh, okay. And he knew exactly where we were going. And we get there, and he pulled my seat out for me. And then I did my usual, like we ordered food, and I offered to pay at the end. And he said, and this is where, because he's still kind of taking the lead on this, he goes, no, you can pay at the next place.
Yeah.
He already had a next place in mind. He already had it planned out, and he was letting me know.
Fellas, that's the ticket. Have places planned out. All right. If the first spot is good, take it to the next one. If the first spot is trash and how she acts or how you act or how the thing go, there is no second spot. Make believe there never was a second spot. I'm giving away too many secrets. Go on.
No, but even just in that, it's not about the money. It was the fact that he had the first place planned. He had the second place planned. He was opening the doors and doing the things, right?
Yeah.
So when he said, you can pay at the next place, or you can grab the drinks at the next place, I was like, oh, we're going to another place? And he's like, yeah, right over. And he told me, and I was like,
this guy had plans.
Okay. And
I'm
that's what I mean. When someone takes charge like that, right? When someone takes charge like that, like, I have no problem paying at the next place, because you just planned all that. I'm happy to do it. So
no, I respect that. Like, cause you seem like the type of person where like you have like certain traditional values, but you're also like, I feel like you're the type of person where you show levels of appreciation and you want to be in a partnership. Like you give me that vibe, right? From the moment like we started talking prior to this call, and up until now, like some of the things you're saying, I think someone like yourself, that's a genuine gesture coming from you. Whereas I don't think that applies to all people or all men or all women. So it's just very important to know what your own personal boundaries are and communicating them effectively without being offensive.